has come to our family. You remember our venerable house? Opulent and imperial, gazing proudly from its stoic perch above the moor. I lived all my years in that ancient, rumor-shadowed manor, fattened by decadence and luxury. And yet I began to tire of conventional extravagance. Singular, unsettling tales suggested the mansion itself was a gateway to some fabulous and unnameable power. With relic and ritual, I bent every effort towards the excavation and recovery of those long-buried secrets, exhausting what remained of our family fortune on swarthy workmen and sturdy shovels. At last, in the salt-soaked crags beneath the lowest foundations, we unearthed that damnable portal antediluvian evil. Our every step unsettled the ancient earth, but we were in a realm of death and madness. In the end, I alone fled laughing and wailing through those blackened arcades of antiquity, until consciousness failed me. You remember our venerable house, opulent and imperial. It is a festering abomination. I beg you, return home, claim your birthright, and deliver our family from the ravenous, clutching shadows of the darkest dungeon.
Hey everybody, welcome to a new series, a new Let's Play that we're going to be starting. As you can see, this game is called Darkest Dungeon. This is a game by Red Hook Games, and it's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool game. I have played it before. I was a Kickstarter, and so I backed this game fairly early on, and so as such, I was able to get a copy of the game much before release, as many people were. I've played it before. It's a lot of fun. I really do enjoy the art style, and I also enjoy the themes behind the game. I like the horror. The gothic horror is really cool. So I thought, hey, it's on release now. I haven't played it in probably, oh my god, I don't know, 6-9 months. Not sure. Why not give it another look-see? And I know that some of you guys, when I mentioned to you that I was thinking about doing a Darkest Dungeon Let's Play series, that you were very interested in seeing it for yourself, because it's a game that you hadn't seen before, maybe you'd heard about, and you thought, well, maybe after Nerd plays it, maybe I'll be able to figure out if I want to buy it or not. So here we go. Now, before I get into this, I would like to say that even though I have played it before, it doesn't necessarily mean that I know everything. The game itself has assuredly changed quite a bit since I played it. So don't come into this Let's Play expecting to see any kind of amazing, speedrun play or, like really awesome strategies and tips and tricks. This is just going to be a casual Let's Play where we have fun and hopefully don't go insane through Thulian elements. If you have tips, if you've played this game quite a bit and you'd like to share them with me, that would be awesome. The way that I look at games, I don't really look at them as like me playing and you watching, but rather to me it's more that we play these games together. Whoa, that was pretty wild. But anyways, that being said, the only thing that I do ask is that when you give any kind of tips or you ask any questions, just keep it respectful. And as long as you do that, then we should have no problems whatsoever. So, all right, so we're going to do a campaign, right? We've enabled Steam Cloud Saves. Your save files have been moved to a Steam user directory. So I did have some saves, yeah, you can see here. Gothenburg, but that's been a long time ago. So we're going to start fresh, right? We'll call this Nerdstalgia. Nerdstalgia. Let's go. Now I should have an item that I created in the game. I just have to figure out how to get to it.
You will arrive along the old road. It winds with a troubling serpent-like suggestion through the corrupted countryside, leading only, I fear, to ever more tenebrous places. There is a sickness in the ancient pitted cobbles of the old road, and on its writhing path you will face viciousness, violence, and perhaps other damnably transcendent terrors. So steel yourself, and remember there can be no bravery without madness. The old road will take you to hell, but in that gaping abyss, we will find our redemption.
We will find our redemption. Taking a minute to load, isn't it? Space or click to continue. Alright, so this is familiar to me. This is basically like a tutorial. I'll play through it. You know, I mean, I need to refresh myself on the basics, and maybe you guys, if you haven't played, want to see this. So it says map navigation. You're currently in a room, and you can see down here. To move forth, click on another room on the map display. This will take you to the connecting hallway. Okay, so like to move, we're going to click on this. This is where we are right now, and this is the hallway. And to move, we click here. So here we go. Hallway movement. While in a hallway, press D to move forward, A to move back. If you prefer the mouse, you can click ahead or behind the party to move them. I know when I played this before, I definitely used D and A. But I mean, the mouse, I think, is probably fine too. So forward. So we got a fight here. It says kill the enemy. Combat's turn-based. On your hero's turn, click a skill icon and then click on a highlighted target. If you can't select a particular skill, it's because that hero needs to be standing in a different spot or there are no valid targets. Mouse over the skill to see the requirements. So your character's skills are going to change based on, or what you can do is going to change based on where you're standing in the formation. So if we look here, we have a highwayman in the second slot, and right now I'm looking at this skill, Open Vein. So there's a lot of information here, but if you look right above the name of the skill, Open Vein 1, you can see there are some yellow dots and there's some red dots. And basically, if I remember correctly, what this means is that Open Vein is available to be used by the highwayman if the highwayman is in position 1, 2, or 3, and it can be used against enemies in the first and second positions. Likewise, pistol shot is available in the second, third, and fourth positions, but it's grayed out because you can only use it against enemies in the second, third, and fourth positions. We could also use Grape Shot Blast, which is more, it's like an AoE attack, and it hits everything in the first, second, and third positions. And then Tracking Shot is not available to us. We also could move. We could move back, or we could move forward, but we wouldn't be able to have an action after we do that, I don't believe. So our choices are Open Vein, which is a melee attack. Accuracy base means like basically like the chance to hit. So base is 85, higher is better. Damage mod minus 15%, so his damage is 4 to 8. Or it would be 4 to 8 on this ability, Open Vein. His base damage is higher than that, but the attack itself does less damage than his base. But it puts a bleed on the target for 2 points a round for 3 rounds. So if it hits. If it doesn't hit, then no. However, Grape Shot Blast that we could use, probably not a good choice because there's only one enemy, but it has a lower accuracy base, and the damage mod and crit mod, it doesn't crit as often, and it definitely doesn't do as much damage. So, alright, so we're just going to do Open Vein. And so we select this, and then we hover over this, and you can see the Brigand Cutthroat. It's a human, has 12 hit points. We have an 83% chance to hit, 5% chance to crit, and we're going to do somewhere between 4 to 8 damage, it looks like. So, all right, so let's just click on it and see, hopefully see that we hit him. Okay, we hit him for 8, and he's got a bleed on him. Okay, so he used the skill Slice and Dice, which hit both of our first 2 people and put a debuff on our Crusader here. So we can see what the debuff is by hovering over it. It says we've got minus 15% to bleed resist. So basically it'll be easier to put bleeds on this character. So our Crusader is more of a tank. You can see everything. He can do everything here. Everything's open to him since he's in the front row. He's got a Smite ability, which high accuracy, does more damage versus Unholy, but since he is a human, it's not going to do more damage. Zealous Acquisition hits both the first and second row. High accuracy, but does less damage. Stunning Blow has really high accuracy, doesn't really do much damage, but it has a 100% base chance to stun. However, he has 25% resistance to stun, so if I am understanding this correctly, it would probably be a 75%. I think it just subtracts it out, so it'd be a 75% chance to stun. And then on this guy's next, if I remember correctly, on his next action, he would basically spend that turn getting rid of that stun. And then we have Bulwark of Faith, which will brighten up our torch, which is important, and it will put a buff on this character only for plus 25% to protection, and it will mark this target. Now, mark target, something that we'll get into a little bit more, but basically it's kind of like if you ever play WoW, it'd be like putting Hunter's Mark on something, and there are certain abilities that do more damage against marked targets. But he only has 2 hit points here, so I'm thinking in our best course of action, I mean, I'm probably talking this through a little bit too much for you guys. I mean, hell, it's just the tutorial, but I'm just having fun. So I think probably the best thing for us to do would be to pick something with a pretty high chance of hitting. I mean, you can see even this is our highest chance to hit. Even this would do enough damage to kill him. So 88% chance to hit. Let's just go for it. I'm going to do Stunning Blow. Any crit. A Righteous Blow. Crits are cool because, yeah, they can do pretty cool things like get rid of stress and victory. So we got 100 gold. Gold greases palms, builds empires, and instigates murder. Take all. So let's see, we have some food. Not too bad, not too bad. We did take some damage, but we'll be okay. So we're gonna keep on going here. So you can see our torchlight. Wow, you can actually reduce your torch now. Neat. Reducing your torch, you get better loot, if I remember correctly. You get more monsters, better loot, but it's more dangerous. Interactive objects. Curios. While exploring, you will often find interactive objects. Click or press W to investigate them. Take a look at this tent. So we'll just hit W. This is clearly where the ambushers camp. So we can check inside the tent. We can ignore it and move on. And there are some different curios where you can interact with them by putting items inside of them, and different things can happen. So why don't we just check inside the tent? All right, 525 gold. Keep on going. Okay, so we're at the door. There we go. You just have to click on it, or I think hitting W probably would work. Okay, so this time they're surprised, which means that we get first attack on them. And this guy, you can see he's noticeably bigger. If I remember correctly, what this means is that I think we can't get past this guy to attack this guy. I think. I'm not 100% sure. So these guys kind of suck because I remember they used to be able to just, oh my god, they would just like destroy multiple people. Okay, so what do we want to do here? This guy is 35, 12 hit points. It would be nice if we could get rid of this guy like right off the bat. Could we? How much damage is that going to do? That we could hit him with that. Can't hit him with that. See, this guy's taking up 2 spaces, I think. We could pistol shot him. I just don't know if he's going to be able to hit anything. Tracking shot. Gives himself a buff. We could also just try to go through this guy right here. Now let's try tracking shot on this guy. I don't remember this. Maybe this was in the game. I want to try to take this guy out first. Okay, so you can see it didn't do much damage, but it gave him a buff to damage, accuracy, and crit for 3 rounds. So it's fine by me. Now he's not going to reach anything here because he can only do damage to the first 2 people, and this guy counts for both of those things. What's his stun? 50%. Let's see. Maybe well, let's try to stun him just to see if we can get a stun. It would be really good to get a stun on him. Actually, even if we did stun him, he's already surprised, so maybe that's not a good idea at all. Maybe we should try to go for something else. Let's try to buff ourselves up. Oh, okay, so that is different. Marked. Okay, so basically it's like a taunt. I think that's new. It's like I said, I haven't played in a while. But you can see one of the attacks forced him back. Huh. So we can open vein, or we can tracking shot again. Or we could move backward. See, I was going to pistol shot this guy. I don't want to tracking shot him again. We need to do some damage here. Alright, let's open vein on this guy. Oh, he resisted the bleed. Yeah, blanket fire. That's that skill that I was telling you guys I hated. It just always seemed to hit and crit. It was terrible. Alright. Let's see. I don't think it's a real big deal if we move him back in the front. Let's go for a smite here. Good, good. Okay. He is flagellating us. Not flatulate, flagellating. And now we are bleeding. You can see I'm getting a little stressed. 6 out of 200. That's new. It used to just be 100. So this guy is bleeding. No, he's not bleeding, but he's slowed. It's 13 hit points. He has 12. Let's just open vein on him again. Oh, fat crit. Fat crits. And you can see the crit, that little icon that just appeared above him, the shiny thing. That was his stress going away because he landed that fat crit. All right, what do you have? Stun resist? I don't think it really matters. Alright, let's just try to kill him. Good. So we got 6 food, 100 gold. And a chest. Completing a quest. After you've completed the requirements of a quest, you have the option to return to town at any time Just click the crest. You don't need to return to the starting room of the dungeon to exit, which is good. These dungeons were kind of brutal. I want this chest. Something doesn't look quite right with this one. I've never been able to resist chests, though. No, it was trapped. It has the blight. So we're taking 2 damage per round for 3 rounds. But it's inconsequential, because we're not going any further, so. Victory! You can see we collected some food, some gold, and then we got a reward of 5,000 gold. Okay, 2 resolve hit points, and uh-oh. Could be getting something positive here or negative here. Oh, positive. So it's improved stress reduction while meditating and while camping. So that's good. Stress can wreck you. If your stress gets to 200 in battle, if it maxes out, then your character will start to suffer from some psychological problems, and some bad things can happen, like heart attacks and things like that. So, all right. So the Nerdstalgia estate, we've got week 1, Apprentice Highwayman, Apprentice Crusader. We've got some caretaker goals. I guess this is us. I don't know. Successfully complete your first foray into the ruins. Defeat the Wizened Hag, Apprentice Necromancer. Defeat the Siren, the Swine Prince, the Brigand 8-pounder. Oh my god, they've added so much. They've added so much to this. Wow. Yeah, it used to be like it would stop here after the Swine Prince, and I don't think the Siren was in the game. Yeah. Alright, so this is the estate. It says, get help where you may. On any screen in the game, press and hold H to see the contextual help for controls in that mode. Try it while in town, exploring, fighting, camping, and more. So if we hit H, we hold it down, and it gives us some different stuff here. So we'll just read this. It says, right-click on a hero in the roster to inspect their detailed character sheet. They can be renamed or dismissed permanently from there. So, you know what that means, guys, right? If anybody wants to brave the darkest dungeon with me, come one, come all. Just like Dwarf Fortress, just give me a name. Click on buildings to use them to interact with your heroes. Stagecoach, recruit new heroes. Blacksmith, upgrade heroes' weapons and armor. Guild, upgrade heroes' combat skills. Survivalist, upgrade heroes' camping skills. Tavern, send heroes for stress relief. Abbey, send heroes for stress relief. Sanitarium, treat heroes' quirks and diseases. Nomad's wagon, purchase rare items. Okay, well, we only have 2 people. So let's go ahead and just right-click on this to show you the screen. So you can see here, this is Reynaud's character screen. You can see he's Apprentice Crusader. We can rename him. We can also dismiss him. We can see these are his quirks. So these are things that can affect him in battle. So he's a Warrior of Light, which means that he gets plus 10% damage if the torch level is above 75. So that's good. But he's also God-fearing. So the way that you get rid of stress, I mean, there are a few different ways. You can get rid of stress through, like, crits. You can also get rid of the stress through a few classes. They have class abilities, like the Jester has class abilities that get rid of stress. But one of the main ways that you get rid of stress is in town, there are activities that you can do to get rid of stress. So what this is saying is that for Reynaud here, there's only one option. The only thing he will do for stress relief in town is pray. That's it. He's also a kleptomaniac, so he's prone to stealing items. If I remember correctly, what that means is like sometimes when you're like looting stuff in a dungeon, that character will just take the stuff and it never makes it into the party stash. It's just gone. Alright, so we can see his stats here. See his equipment. What's this? Switch outfit? Cool. That's new. Let's go with the red. You can see there are some other skills here that we don't have unlocked. We would unlock those. I can't remember what the place is called. It's called the Guild. So like a battle heal, Holy Lance, which is different because, as you can see, he would have to be in the back two, and Inspiring Cry. So another heal, but it's also a stress heal and buffs up the torch. And then camping skills. What camping skills are is some of the dungeons are a little bit longer, so you can take food with you and you can actually camp in the dungeon one time. And sitting around the campfire, each character will have a chance to use different campfire skills to, benefit the party some way. So he has Encourage, which is a one-time stress reducer on a companion by 15. Stand Tall, one companion reduce stress by 15, and remove mortality debuffs. And Zealous Speech, self-only reduce stress by 15. All companions reduce stress by 15. Minus 15% stress center. That's pretty damn good. And you see his resistances, cool, and diseases. All right, what's this? Next hero. Nice, that's new too. So Dismas here, it has a hard noggin, so he's naturally more resistant to stuns. Quick reflexes, so he goes even faster, and he, as we saw, is a meditator. So what this means, it doesn't mean that he will only meditate, but it means that like when he meditates, he gets even more stress reduction. And then but he's a known cheat, so he can't gamble in town. Gambling is a way that you can reduce stress, but he can't because they won't let him. He's a cheater. Okay. Oh yeah, I completely forgot to talk about this. So right here, this is pretty neat. It shows you that for this Crusader class and for the skills that he has picked, preferred position is either in the first or second row, and preferred target is in the first or second row. Whereas Dismas here, you can see, is a little bit lit up in the first or the fourth row, and mostly lit up in the second and third slot. And so what that means is that Dismas can occupy these slots, but it's not necessarily the best place for him. And preferred target, we can see he has skills that can hit anywhere here, but most of his skills are going to line up around 2 and 3. So, all right. So, I think that's a pretty good place for us to stop. So in the next video, I'm thinking we're going to continue on here. Probably we need to recruit some people, and then we'll go on our first quest. Remember, if you would like to have somebody bear your name, then please leave a comment underneath the video, and I will add you in to our Darkest Dungeon campaign, and hopefully you won't die. So, alright guys, thank you so much for joining me, and until next time, game on.